Broadcasting from the heart of LA's Leimert Park, we've got a lot to talk about.
To bring about the peace.
Tell me I'm the boys and girls who are young, gifted, and black.
I'm young, gifted, and black.
And that's a fact.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we do more than just talk.
Hey there, I'm Jared Hill, president of the National Association of Black Journalists of Los Angeles, and I just want to say thank you for the benevolent $10,000 donation and scholarships for the next generation of black journalists.
And I'm Haywood Galbraith, photojournalist and founder of the Minority Photojournalism Institute. Thanks, KBLA, for your generous $10,000 scholarship gift to help us train the next generation of black photojournalists.
Congratulations to all the students who will benefit from the scholarship dollars raised at our Black History Month luncheon, honoring black legends in LA media. When we come forward at KBLA Talk 1580, we're bringing everybody with us. Everybody with us. Everybody with us. Everybody with us.
You ain't got enough stamps in your passport for Young H.O.
Let's go.
International.
Very underrated album, by the way.
Show you
Not
how
his
to do
best.
this thing.
Not even close. But very underrated album.
Maturation of Jay-Z.
Jay-Z, let's go.
Check
Come
me out.
on.
30's the new 20. I'm so hot still. Better broad, better automobile. Better yard, better 100 mil. They buy the songs and I probably start another trend. I know everything you want to do. I did all that by the age of 21. By 22, I had that brand new act cool. I guess you could say that my legend just begun. I'm young enough to know the right car to buy, yet grown enough not to put rims on it. I got that 6 deuce with curtains so you can't see me, and I
Dr.
didn't
Dre
even
produced,
have
man,
to
let's
put
go.
tents on it. I don't got the right watch, I got the right watch. I don't buy out the bar, I bought the night spot. I got the right stock. I got stockbrokers that's moving it like white tops. I know you like this is child abuse, called diapers. I might just be getting nicer. You young boys ain't ready for real. 30's the new 20, I'm so good. Let my pants sag, not giving. Baby boy, now I'm all grown up. I used to cruise the used car lot, put chrome in the truck. Baby boy, now I'm all grown up. I used to play the block like that.
Like that.
I used to carry knots like that.
Like that.
Now I got black cards, good credit and such. Baby boy, cause I'm all grown up.
Yeah, man. Danny Morrison Show. KBLA Talk 1580. Shouts out to Lionel, TJ Tillman coming up here, blazing up, having a conversation about child support. That's a crazy story. That is a crazy, crazy story. First of all, losing your virginity at 12 years old is crazy in itself. But to have to go through that entire process and take all them years and use all that time and all them resources to clear your name, but also get a check at the end is kind of cool, man.
You know, one of the things that I learned from the conversation was, number one, know your rights.
Yeah.
And number two, for real, play the game.
Play the game. Is the game rigged against brothers, though? I think the more we move along, I'm starting to realize black people got it hard, man, and the brothers really got it hard in this country.
You definitely make the case, but I think that Brother Lionel's testimony is testament that you can play the game and you could win the game.
But here's why I push back on that just a little bit. That cat is sharp.
Okay.
I don't think average cats got that kind of wherewithal, that kind of, skill set to be able to go into court and plead your case. He was coming off the dome with a lot of this information, and I guarantee the judge was like, yeah, we're going to have to get this dude a check. He need a judgment. The cats on the block that this is happening to, they don't have those kind of skills to be able to go into court and fight for their rights.
Fair enough. And
it sucks.
That's why you probably should get his book, for sure.
That's right there. We just sold his book for him.
I'm just saying.
Or hire him, because it looks like he does consulting services from that same website.
For a minute, I was like, man, he sounds like he a lawyer.
Yeah. He has no legal expertise, no professional, not via education, he doesn't.
Well, hey, experience is always the best teacher.
That's what they say. Man, it's really, really impressive. By the way, every night I usually come up in here and, I do my opening monologue, and then we come back, and then I tell you what I need to get off my chest. I usually got a little something that I want to get off my chest, usually. And I didn't get to it today because the phone lines were so hot in that first hour. Lord have mercy, were they hot in the first hour. But I need to say this because it is muy importante, okay? Last night was crazy, as y'all know. I think in a good way, even though judging by my DMs, there were just a lot of people. Man, there was a lot of people upset after last night's broadcast. And I was like, why is everybody losing their mind? It's crazy. I would say 80% of the stuff that I got from people was positive. I ain't gonna lie. Regarding Connie. 20% was really vitriolic and aggressive. It was. Last night was round 2 of the reparations conversation. By the way, I've already mentioned earlier in the broadcast, we're going to do round 3 on Monday. It was educational, it was enlightening, but it wasn't converting. I just want to be very clear to everybody, because I got people in my DMs wondering if I'm now being converted into becoming one of the Black American freedmen or something. And the answer is no, okay? No. I respect Connie Collins. I love her. I think she's amazing. I respect what they're trying to do, and some might even say that they're making some serious progress doing it, but she made a good case last night. She did. When she mentioned, this is the part that I go, she could make the case. If there is a Black student union on a school campus, okay, why is there a need for any other union specifying the nationality comprised of Black people? She made that case last night. Like, why would Haitians and Congolese and Nigerian and otherwise, why wouldn't they just simply join the Black Student Union if we're all in the same boat trying to claim? You know, it's a fair point. And like she said, for those seeking out unity, you first. You can't deny that's not a great case to make. And be that as it may, I'm always going to be a cat that roots for everybody Black, you know? If everybody's wondering and I'm jumping to a certain side, no, I root for everybody Black, especially Black men in particular. I don't care where you're from. I don't care what you've been through. I'm here fighting for Black people. I do it every single night on this broadcast, and y'all know I do. I do it on mic and off mic. Check my record. I will leave the inner struggles that demand that Black people find differences between each other to y'all. I ain't gonna get into that. But I'm better on the outside fighting white supremacy to ensure that all y'all remain unharmed while doing it. That's what I'm here for. I'm going to clear out the brush while Black people fight amongst themselves on nationality and Black American freedmen and ADOS and all. Okay, y'all can have those conversations. I'm going to fight white supremacy in the process, though. And Trump supporters and all. That's what I'm here for. But I root for everybody Black. That's just the way I get down. So, again, I am not a newly installed Black American freedman like some of you are assuming, just because, you know, I love me some Connie Collins, which I do, but I respect what they're trying to do. Okay? To a certain extent, I think we all should. You know what I'm saying? Because I honestly believe that they are also rooting for Black people. Black American people. But they're rooting for Black people. You can't be mad at that. You can't. So once again, come Monday, round 3, and we're going to do it the right way. We'll have these conversations and make sure that we're always respectful towards one another while we do them. Okay? I'm asking that of us. Let's go to the phones real fast. Daryl is on the phone. Daryl, give me your height, your color, and your hood, Daryl.
6'2", Copper Brown, L.A.
L.A. Check it in, drop that. Come on, let's go. Yeah. What's on your mind tonight, Daryl?
I just wanted to chime in on my man's, the guy that just left off, Lionel. I just wanted to echo the sentiments that he had in terms of the child support assassination, because those once they lock in on you, they coming after you with guns blazing, I should say. But at any rate, my story kind of mirrors his. I was involved with a girl in high school, 9th grade. I would skip school, go over there, and we kind of did some monkey flips and everything, and it was a good year.
Wait. Did some monkey flips? Is that what you said, man? The racism in that one line is just too much for me. There's all kind. Why it gotta be monkey flips, man?
Because when you think about monkeys, they be turning in circles and everything and upside down. But anyway.
I try not to think about monkeys turning and everything, but go ahead. Continue your story. Jesus, what are we doing? Go ahead, Darryl.
My bad. But at any rate, so I was guilty of the penetration. My man said he wasn't guilty of the penetration. So I knew I had done it with that girl. Okay. Now, that was in 79. 79. So fast forward to 87, I moved out to California. I've been here ever since. From Detroit. I grew up in Detroit. So fast forward California, I'm here for about a year, and then I get the notice from the friend of the court. And I thought it was a joke. I didn't believe it. Come on, my mom's been in the same house, and you knew where I lived, and you didn't say anything, so I just blew it off.
Daryl, do me a favor. Hold that, because I want to hear this story. It sounds like you're leading up to something good. I want to hear it, so hold on, and we'll get it on the other side, okay?
Which we'll do.
1-800-920-1580, 1-800-920-1580. We're talking child support tonight, and we will talk to Daryl on the other side. Danny Mo Show, KBLA, stay there.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles. From middays to nighttime. Like George and Wheezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
Hi, it's me, Gia Peppers. Tune in to More Than That live on radio this weekend or wherever you listen to podcasts. This week, I'm talking to our guests, Carmion Hamilton and Jewel Pearson, who share how DIY and tiny homes can allow us to reimagine where we live and the spaces we love. This episode of More Than That is brought to you by Kroger, making fresh food more accessible for our local communities.
It is 1,000% imperative that Black people enjoy the environments that they are in. We, as a people, have gone through enough over the last 400 years. The least we could do for ourselves is exist in a space that we feel good about being in. And I tell people, even if you don't see it together in the inspiration that you're looking for, the fact that you love these things, like, it may not go together for anybody else. It may not make sense to anybody else, but the fact that you love them, that is the thread. And so it will absolutely go together when it's pulled together in your space. It will make sense to you because it's your space.
I wanted to make decisions that were based on what does Jewel want to do versus how much money do I have in my bank account. And that's kind of when I pivoted and decided that I was building a tiny house on wheels and started the research, and here I am. I think I'd start with the very cliche, less is more, for one thing, and then build from there. Because I don't feel like I have given anything up in this process, and that I attribute to the design of my home. And I have all of the things in my home because before I actually built, I knew who I was and what I needed to have in this space. You don't have to give up luxury to go tiny.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 joins you in standing for voting rights. When We All Vote is a leading national nonpartisan initiative on a mission to change the culture around voting and to increase participation in each and every election by helping to close the race and age gap. Created by Michelle Obama, When We All Vote brings together individuals, institutions, brands, and organizations to register new voters across the country and advance civic education for the entire family and voters of every age to build an informed and engaged electorate for today and generations to come. When We All Vote empowers their supporters and volunteers to take action through voting, advocating for their rights, and holding their elected officials accountable. Please visit whenweallvote.org to stand up for your rights, voting rights. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
In conversation with you all, but Daryl's on the phone right now telling us a child support story. His tragic, I'm assuming, child support story. Go ahead and pick up where you left off, Daryl.
It was, dude. I had to go to therapy after that.
Oh, wow.
But no, I'm joking. But before I get into that, Dan, I really wanted to say thanks for coming back, man. Glad you made it through your ordeal. And dude, we missed you. I mean, I was getting nervous at first. I said, "Damn, is he taking a month off or what the hell?" because we just had got it all together, and they was moving stuff around on the radio and everything, so on the station. So at any rate, though, glad you back, man.
That means a lot to me. I appreciate that, Daryl. God bless you, friend.
No, you guys mean a lot. I mean, I wanted to, I listened to the station the whole day,
Thank you.
The whole day, the crypto, Najee Roberts, I lost money in crypto, so I'm not really, but everything else is right on point. But let me get into this.
Go ahead.
Okay. Fast forward to, moved out to California, got through notice, got a friend of the court letter, and why they call it that, I have no idea
either, by the way. Yeah.
The friend, when I get the letter, I'm like, shit, I ain't got no friends. Oh, excuse me. I don't have no friends at the court, but I got some friends.
Is this just one of them nights where everybody want to drop bombs on here? What's going on, Andy? Is the topic? Do you see how the men are just getting emotional? Like we're bleeping guys left and right on this show because I think this is one of them topics, man, that it hits at the core of a black man's anger, man. Is that what's going on? Jesus. But go ahead, though, man.
Okay, I apologize. I so apologize. But okay. I'm living in California. I moved out here. I'm in 87. Fast forward from 79. Me and the girl, we did get together. I get the letter from the friend of the court stating that I'm being sued for paternity, and I thought it was a joke. I didn't really do anything. I'm out in California. What am I supposed to do? So I started doing well out here. I opened my own company and everything, and I come 2004, they came for me with guns blazing. Because I was making money, so they said, "Well, hell, that's our money." So basically, they wanted $87,000, and
$87,000.
$87 back pay, everything from when I didn't answer the letter in 87. I did not answer that notice.
Wow.
And this is one thing to the brothers out there. Look, if you ever get anything from the court stating that it's involving paternity, if you don't, just like the gentleman before, if you don't answer that notification, you lose by default. That was my case. I lost by default.
But how do they know they even got the letter to you? Because like when Lionel was in here, they said they were trying to get in contact with him for 7 years or something. People grow up, and he was like 12 when this whole thing kicked off. You're not living in the same place 7 years later. You're a grown man. You move out to get your own apartment. Go ahead.
Exactly. Well, what happened with me, the girl did, she just said it was me. It really wasn't. She wanted it to be me, but it was another dude's child. And that's another thing, though, like the other gentleman before. The state doesn't care who baby it is. If they got somebody that they locked in on, that's who they're going after.
That's exactly right.
Right? So that's why you got to answer the complaint. But at any rate, I won my case in the same fashion that the other gentleman did, but I didn't go through all the parameters he did, and I couldn't represent myself because I already was losing money flying back and forth to Michigan. But at any rate, the way I won was because I didn't end up paying the 87, but it still cost me like 20. It cost me like 21 because I had to pay the attorney and I had to fly out sometimes. I didn't have to be there all the time because he could represent me. But the only way I won was the proof of service. When my attorney asked them for the document, because when they serve you, they're supposed to hand that summons to you in your hand.
That's what Lionel was talking about. They had a signature saying that he actually signed for something. He was like, "Show me that I signed for being served."
Exactly. So, and we don't know this for sure, but because my younger adopted brother had passed away, but I'm thinking that maybe he signed just to say, ha, 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 and never told me.
Oh, wow.
He's just stupid like that. Maybe.
Yeah, ha, ha. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it, bro, Ham.
Because, the marshal shows up at your door and you want Daryl Johnson. He's been in California. What are you going to do? But at any rate.
Your brother must have had some warrants. He was. He said, "I'll sign wherever you want me to sign. Just don't take me in, officer." But go ahead.
Anyway,
I'm sorry.
obviously, I'm taking me in. But But when he hand you the papers, you have to say that you're Daryl Johnson, right? I mean, you're whoever they serving the papers to,
right?
And then they supposed to describe you, and then that's how I won because they described, but it wasn't even my younger brother anyway. It was supposed to be some tall, light-skinned guy with ponytail or something. That's what they read off of the document. The Pew for Service signed. The person that signed was this guy that had nothing to do with it.
They were trying to serve sugar-free or what? What's the deal? They trying to they trying to serve sugar-free iced tea? Who they trying to serve? Light skin with a ponytail. There's only 2 cats in Cali like that.
They that's the only way. And then the judge, because once I got serious, and I was married at the time in 2004, and I started buying real estate. So that's why they seen I was making money, and they said, right. Okay, well, we're going to go. But my ex-wife she was in flames because she was like, she was against me. Because
you not taking care of your children's? That's what she was saying, I'm sure, right?
Right. So, and you didn't tell me, and we didn't get there. I'm like, it's not my dang on kid. So, anyways, I flew when I got to 2004. I flew back out to Detroit. I went on ussearch.com, and back then I don't know if that site is still up, but you can find almost anybody with a name.
Oh, they got a bunch of sites up like that now, yeah.
Well, yeah, they got a lot of sites, but in 2004 they really didn't have any. But it worked. So I found it. And I found her, and I found her. They had an address and a phone number on the site.
Wow.
So I got my older brother because I didn't know if she was married or whatever. But I said, wait, I gotta go check this girl out, man. She's saying that I got a kid with her. So we went out there. She's in Redford, and went up to the door and. No, I called her on the phone. I said, hey, Rose. Oh, I don't know if I should be telling her name and everything. But anyway, I called her on the phone.
You done already did it. Go on, Rose. Go ahead. You done cussed and gave her name out and everything. You just like breaking all kind of rules tonight, man. And did some monkey flips in the meantime and in between time. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But go ahead.
I'm trying to get you to study. I'm trying to get you, man.
Go ahead. Because I'm short on time, but I got to hear the crescendo, the ending of the story.
I called her on the phone. And I'm sitting in front of her house because I got the address. I called her on the phone. I say, hey, Rose. She said, I said, this is Daryl Johnson. And she said, who is Daryl Johnson? And I was like,
Monkey Flips?
How about the Daryl Johnson?
This is Monkey Flips. She was like, I remember Monkey Flips.
That would have got her attention. No, but she said, I said, so how about the Daryl Johnson you had a baby with? And then she said, Daryl? And I was like, yeah. And she said, where you at? And I said, I'm in front of your house. But I was 2 digits off on her address, so I had to pull down the street. But
so anyway, what happened? You went up to the door because I got 2 minutes here. I want to hear the end of the story. Okay. So what happened?
I get up to her. I get in the house and everything, and the girl. She looked the same from high school, but
so she was a baddie. Is that what you're saying? You looked at your wife and said, "I chose wrong." Wow.
Every dude on the football team, every dude on the basketball team, she wasn't having it, but she let me in. But anyway,
so
we get in the house and everything. We start talking, and I said, "So where's this kid? Why didn't you tell?" And we go back and forth and everything, and my brother see us going back at, but we were still looking at each other like we were still in love and stuff. So my brother said, look, y'all go ahead and handle that. I'm going outside. So I said, where's this kid that I'm supposed to have with you? The kid was 23 at that time.
Yeah.
So she lived on the other side of town. So I went and got her. I took her to my mom's house, and my mom's like, I don't know. And then my sister's like, I don't know. And so I said, dang. And so I took her to court. So when the next day I had to go to court, and I said, Your Honor, the child is here. And she said, you're not supposed to bring children in this courtroom. I said, she's 23. She's right there. And I said, stand up. I forgot her name. But stand up, and she stood up, and she's pretty. She looked like Pocahontas. And I said, well, I'm not no sausage, you know. I look all right too.
So in closing, because I gotta go, Daryl. What? So it's not your daughter, right?
It wasn't my daughter, but after the judge she had sided with me because I had made a few trips back to Detroit, and you know, and she was like, I'm not going to have you come back. And the server, they obviously, you never got this summons, so we're going to dismiss your case.
Did you establish a relationship with the little girl? I can't say little girl, she's 23. Regardless of it being your child or not, did you establish a relationship with her?
We hung out. We went to lunches and everything while I was there. But I went to take the DNA test too, and that was $600 and some, and it just proved that she wasn't my child.
Just more money out your pocket. See that? Man.
Yeah. But it wasn't the $87,000 though. But yeah, Dan, thanks for your time tonight, and love you guys, man.
Give him call of the night for that bomb story. That was a really fantastic story. You got me doing monkey flips in here right now. That story was so good. I appreciate you, man. He gone. See, he's about to do some more flips right now. 1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, I'll try my best not to curse, concerning it seems like that's what everybody wants to do tonight. Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580 right now. This is your news and traffic. Listen.
Nighttime is the right time for Danny Morrison on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Julius White. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. The tap water in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is safe to drink for now.
Although early indications have revealed no contamination, we are still monitoring the situation and conducting testing.
City officials made the announcement Sunday after a recent chemical spill in the Delaware River. An advisory that previously recommended residents use bottled drinking water as a precaution was lifted. The spill is believed to have happened after a pipe burst at the Trenzio PLC plant in Bristol. It's estimated about 8,000 gallons of latex finishing chemicals were dumped into Otter Creek. Sports journalist Bryant Gumbel is being selected to receive a Lifetime Achievement Award at this year's Sports Emmys. His series, Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel, has earned 36 Sports Emmy Awards. I'm Julius White on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
It's showtime. Join us at the Bart Hall Show, March 29th to April 2nd at the Long Beach Convention Center, presented by Progressive, and celebrate 75 years of Hall Show excellence, the leader in outdoor recreation since 1946. Go to hallshows.com. Hallshows.com.
It's getting hot in here.
KBLA Talk 1580 is apparently the talk of the town. From the LA Times to our talk radio competitors.
Hey, there was a story in the LA Times about Tavis Smiley. Now he is back with his own radio station, KBLA, black-owned and oriented towards the black audience. So, Mo, considering your knowledge of Tavis in his audience, what's your take on this?
Well, I think in a general industry sense, I think it's always good when there are more outlets, there are more talk radio, there's more voices and representation. At that point, I think talk radio had been too homogenous for too long.
Real quickly, is it going to succeed, yes or no?
I think it's going to succeed.
You think?
There's a new sheriff in town.
We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we don't black down. KBLA Talk 1580 celebrates Women's History Month, spotlighting women leaders in our community who are creating positive change. This KBLA Women's Leaders Series spotlights Tina Sims. Please meet Tina Sims. Tina has been with Walmart for 10 years when she started as a department co-manager. To truly understand the culture of Walmart, Tina was asked to be placed in a role where she could learn the day-to-day business as a leader and to understand the people segment of the company. Tina was promoted to co-manager in a $100 million store and placed as the overnight co-manager. Mastering the process, she was promoted to fresh foods and consumable co-manager. Tina feels learning from associates who understood the Walmart brand accelerated her career and was appointed as the market champion for fresh foods and consumables. Tina has spent time learning the process and expectations of her department and has shared her knowledge with the entire market. Tina continues to be a student of the business to better herself as a leader and to help others advance their careers. Tina has been a store manager now with Walmart for 6 years. KBLA and Walmart salutes Tina Sims.
Let's get back
back to business, Los Angeles County. The Economic Opportunity Grant Program is now open. This program is designed to provide financial support to qualified small businesses, micro entrepreneurs, food industry businesses such as restaurants, and nonprofits in Los Angeles County. Approximately 4,600 grants of up to $2,500 will be administered to qualified micro businesses that face barriers to accessing capital resources. To learn more about the Economic Opportunity Grant Program, visit www.grants.lacounty.gov. The application process is fast and easy. Don't miss the opportunity to get back to business. This program is administered by the County of Los Angeles through its Department of Economic Opportunity and funded in part through a grant from the California Office of the Small Business Advocate. Application portal is powered by Lendistry. Visit www.grants.lacounty.gov and get back to business.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family was founded to help address domestic violence and sexual assault in the Asian and the Pacific Islander communities. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family's mission is to build healthy and safe communities by addressing the root causes and consequences of family violence and violence against women. They are committed to meeting the specific cultural and language needs of the Asian and Pacific Islander women and their families. CPAF's vision is of an Asian and Pacific Islander community that embraces healthy relationships and works in partnership with other communities to eradicate all forms of violence. To access services, volunteer, or for more info, visit nurturingchange.org. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe everyone deserves to be safe. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yo, this Mace, you know what I'm saying? You got that don't like me for whatever reason. You got that don't want to see me, bitch. You got that's mad cause I'm always with they Then you got that just don't like me. You know, those PhD. But you know, I pop a lot of but I back it up though. See, it's a difference. A lot of pop and a lot of don't make hits. But it's like this old bad boy, we come to bring it to y'all. Me, B.I., Puff, Loud, whoever, Black Rob. If you wanna dance, we dance.
Baby.
Now, trick what, lace who? They ain't what Mace do. Got a lot of girls that'll love to replace you. Tell it to your face, boo, not behind your back. Talk, we never mind that. Funny, never find that. Puff a dime sack, right high. Make a say rewind that. No, you go against the Harlem Gigolo. Get your liquor low, make the drink it though. I represent honeys with money, fly guys and gents. Ride with the tents, that be 35%.
Real
talk. So I look both ways. Cops say it's okay. My tent smoke grades, no ways. Leave without handing me my. Got plans to get my land and my six. Out of town, don't understand. Pop champagne like I want a champion.
Biggie, do it, come on.
Been around the world and yeah. We've been player hated. I don't know what, I don't know why. Why they want us faded? I don't know why they hate us. Is it our ladies? Or drop Mercedes? Baby.
Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. All right, trivia time. That song takes an interpolation of 2 hit songs to create that hip-hop song. Give me one, both, or do you know? Do you know? The sample, what is that a sample from?
I can't think off the top of my head, but this whole album, what was the name of this album? No Way Out from Diddy. was all samples.
Huge album. Huge album.
You talking about the sample or you talking about this album?
The album.
Oh yeah, definitely huge. 1997.
Huge. It was. He came out the gates with "I'll Be Missing You." It's over.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna be upset. Is it somebody who's of the other persuasion?
White people. Okay.
Yeah. Is it the sampled song?
Yes.
Did he recently pass away?
No, a few years ago.
I can't think of it.
David Bowie, let's dance, dum, bum, bum. Put on your red shoes and dance the blues. And that been around the world and yeah. What's that from?
I know it's a white lady.
It's a white lady. 90s. Been around the world and yeah.
Lisa Stansfield?
Very good. Whoa!
Come on, bro.
Give Andy a little bit of love. Come on, that's a pull right there. I thought you'd get Bowie and not Stansfield. That's really good.
Come on, man. I know my music, bro.
Wow. That's really well done, man. By the way, Daoud said inside the YouTube feed, he said, ask your audience, why is Father's Day not appreciated, celebrated in our communities as much as Mother's Day? And it's a hell of a question. It really is. You know what's crazy? I was posting the digital flyer to prepare for today's show. I put it on all our socials that I do every single day, hours before the broadcast, to let everybody know what the topic of conversation is going to be, right? And I like to put a little music with the digital flyer. Now, I was going through my brain like, is there a song about daddies that I could put with this flyer? And I ain't gonna front. I was struggling. I was like, Dance with My Father from Luther Vandross, which is about his dead father. That don't count.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was like, Daddy's Home. There was a song called Daddy's Home, R&B song way back in. Usher. That's
Daddy's Home. He got a song called Daddy's Home.
Daddy's Home. I'm talking about the old 90s song called that. Isn't it crazy that hip-hop is dominated by men, but there are very few songs about dads? You know, Shaquille O'Neal, of course, had that terrible song. Feel this, my father. Feel this, my father.
Without the bun.
Without the bun.
Because my biological didn't bother.
That's very good, by the way. Why are there so few songs about, I don't care, R&B, hip-hop, or whatever, there's very few songs about fathers in black music. Why is that?
Because the fathers weren't around.
You think that's the reason?
I mean,
okay,
generally speaking, yeah.
What about a song shouting out to my father that I miss you and call me? I'd love to hang out with you. What about a song like that?
Because we're trauma.
There it is.
You know, we have a hatred towards our fathers.
Facts.
But what about Will Smith? Just the two of us.
There you go.
Count? Or Nas.
That's
daughters.
towards his son, though. That's a song towards his son.
I got you. So reverence towards fathers.
Give me a song about, I don't care if it's male or female. Give me a song that is about sons and or daughters singing or rapping towards their fathers.
Brother Marcus Atkins says, "Oh Father" by LL Cool J.
See, I don't even know that song.
Me either.
The song that I used was, I don't know if you guys remember Ed O.G. and the Bulldogs from back in the 90s. It was called, do you have that song?
I can search it.
Ed O.G. and the Bulldogs. And it's about be a father to your child is the name of the song. I used that song. Old song. But I was really struggling, racking my brain, trying to think, like, wow, that is so crazy that, you know, we always try to say we need fathers to step up and we always need daddies to, you know, be around their children, raise their children, be responsible for their children. But we ain't singing nor trying to give them any love in our music.
You know what? Shout out to Zoe Williams.
Yeah.
And, I want to say yesterday, he had a topic kind of leading towards fathers. So, you know, he always gives me a playlist, which is his co-host. So there's a list of songs. So when you mention Ed O.G., it's actually on this list. But let me give you the list.
He had Ed O.G. on there?
He did have Ed O.G. We played that yesterday.
Wow.
So he has a song from Exhibit called The Foundation. I don't know if that has anything to do with fathers. Nas, Papa Was a Player.
Yeah, okay.
Nas' Daughters, as I mentioned.
Not a positive song, Papa Was a Player.
Jay-Z, Blue Ivy, Glory, but I think that's more so towards his daughter.
His child.
Common, Lauryn Hill, Retrospect for Life, not really too sure. Jay-Z and Beanie Siegel, Where Have You Been, off the Dynasty album.
Not a positive song.
Not a positive song, correct. James Brown, Papa's Got a Brand New Bag.
what is that song necessarily about? We all know the song. Papa's got a brand new band. But what is the song about?
I'm not too sure. The Game, Like Father, Like Son.
Okay.
Off the documentary.
Would you consider that to be a positive song? He's kind of comparing himself, saying the troubles that he's encountered in his life he got from his father, basically. I don't know if that would.
I think that is positive.
You think it's positive?
It's recognizing the faults of his father, and him obviously maybe being like him due to that. But the fact that he acknowledges that, to me, that's always the first step in moving forward.
Yeah,
the acknowledgement of trauma or something negative in your life. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the argument that it is a positive song.
I receive that. I think that's true. That's true. You know you've grown up as a man whenever you start to realize that I'm starting to act exactly like my father. If you got a foul father that was an absentee, maybe abusive, and you start doing some of the things that he was known for throughout your family, you got to check yourself and go, I cannot continue the curse of my father and his family.
Breaking them generational curses.
Yes, sir.
Don Tripp featuring CeeLo Green, Letter to My Son.
I don't know that song.
Tupac, Letter to My Unborn.
Yeah.
Kanye West, New Day, James Brown, Papa Don't Take No Mess, and Big Crit, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
All of them songs are about children. That last one, I don't know Big Crit song.
I'm not familiar with that song either.
But it is crazy, man.
Shep and the Limelights, Daddy's Home. Shout out to Daoud.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I wish we would start giving fathers love because I was going to mention Inside My 7 series that we never got to. There's a lot of cats out there that are doing some fantastic work in these communities. I remember there was a study that came out a bunch of years ago saying that black men spend more time with their children than most racial groups. I don't know where they got the data from that, but they were saying basically, just because we're not in the home doesn't mean we're not involved with our children. And I think that's true. I know some bomb daddies, man. I know some fantastic fathers that are fully immersed in the lives of their children and take care of business. But if you look in the media, look at the narrative when it comes to black fathers, man, it's like we just get slapped in the face all the time, regardless of how good you are as a father. And it infuriates me. It does. It's like, try being a single black man in America, being 35 and under, and meeting a new woman. And you go, and they go, do you have any children? And you say, no, I don't have any children. They can't believe it.
Facts.
They can't. You ain't got no kids.
You become a commodity.
They cannot believe that a grown black man in America in 2023 ain't got no children. Like all of us out there just making a whole bunch of kids and spreading our wild oats all over the city.
Speaking very general here, but before I became before I got into a relationship or whatnot when I was single, I used to get compliments from a lot of women who were looking to date somebody.
Yeah.
Simple because I don't have any kids or whatnot, and it's funny because these women have kids.
Yeah.
And they would say, I would never date a man who has kids.
Drives me crazy.
But yet we got to date you.
I've said 1,000 times and I'll say it again. You are not allowed to ask for anything in the dating scene if you ain't got it yourself. You can't. You can't say, man, I got to have a man with a rock hard body. Girl,
where your body at?
You wearing a hula hoop as a belt. What are you talking about? You're not allowed. And I see some cats the same way. Now, I want a woman with no kids. You know what I'm saying? It's like, fool, you got more kids than Jerry's kids. What are you talking about? You're not allowed. So, yeah.
Also, we live in a patriarchal society. So I think because of that, there could be a little bit of pushback.
Yeah.
With, honoring, the men in our life or whatnot.
That's true. 1-800-920-1580, 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, I'll tell you what, let's play a couple clips, man. We got to before we get up out of here. We've been holding on to these bad boys for a couple nights here. Upon further review on the other side, Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles. From middays to nighttime. Like George and Wheezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
Women's Women's History Month continues as we honor the Black women who have made a way for us throughout history. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you by Lendistry. Civil rights activist and broadcasting executive Zernona Clayton has been honored in Atlanta for all her astounding efforts within the civil rights movement over the years. On International Women's Day, she was honored with an 8-foot statue by sculptor Ed White in downtown Atlanta. Some of her contributions to the movement include being instrumental in the desegregation of Atlanta's hospitals, going undercover to investigate employment discrimination, organizing events for the SCLC at the time of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and more. I'm Maisha Cairo, and that's your K-Black Minute News.
Thanks to our new sponsor, Lendistry. Lendistry is a national Black-led small business lender that is headquartered in Los Angeles. Lendistry helps small business owners access the affordable capital needed to grow. Visit Lendistry, LENDISTRY.com/KBLA today.
Our Weekly Los Angeles is the largest audited Black newspaper in the state of California with a distribution of over 50,000 copies weekly. Pick up a copy every Thursday to get the latest news on African American communities of LA. You can also keep up with what's going on in Los Angeles and surrounding cities by going to www.ourweekly.com. The Our Weekly website is updated daily with the current news about us and for us. For your advertising needs, Our Weekly offers economical advertising packages to fit your budget. Feel free to call Our Weekly Los Angeles at 323-905-1300 or visit the website at www.ourweekly.com. Our Weekly Los Angeles, reporting news that matters to you.
California is a great place to live and work, but those aren't easy things to do for students also going to college. That's why the state created the Californians for All College Corps, a way for students to build skills and help others while earning up to $10,000 for school. Commit to serve your community and we'll help you pay for college. Spots will fill up fast, so learn more and apply today at www.cacollegecorps.com. That's www.cacollegecorps.com. California is a great place to live and work, but those aren't easy things to do for students also going to college. That's why the state created the Californians for All College Corps, a way for students to build skills and help others while earning up to $10,000 for school. Commit to serve your community and we'll help you pay for college. Spots will fill up fast, so learn more and apply today at www.cacollegecorps.com. That's www.cacollegecorps.com.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
Oh, wow. A cat named B.T. Richardson sent me this song inside my DMs. It's called Color Him Father from 1969 from the Winstons. I've never heard this song. Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. Check it out.
There's a man at my house, he's so big and strong. He goes to work each day and he stays all day long. He comes home each night looking tired and beat. He sits down at the dinner table and has a bite to eat. Never a frown, always a smile. When he says to me, how's my child? I said that I've been studying hard all day in school, trying very hard to understand the golden rule. I think I'll color this man father.
That is a great song!
I think I'll color him love. Color him love. Said I'm gonna color him father. Color him father. I think I'll color the man love. Yes, I will. Color him father.
Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. Man. That right there, that song is everything. I've never heard that song before. Look at Marcus. Danny, I had that song. No, you didn't, you liar! You never said that inside the thread. Come on. Or did he? I didn't see it. Man. Remember just having that affinity for your father? Remember? Look, I've told you guys stories about my father before, but I'm not a fan of mine, you know? And it just sucks because, I'm going to tell you a little quick story. You know, story time. But I used to always, like when I was coming up, you know, I had a very, very strong mom. My mom was bomb.com, boy. I'm telling you, man. 6 kids, all by herself. Single mama, all same father, by the way. Yeah. 6 children, all the same father. And I used to always just like wish my father was there, because I had one friend that lived next door to me. His name was Khalil. Shout out to Khalil, by the way. He was a foster kid, though. But he had a foster parent. And he had a dad. You know what I'm saying? And I remember all of my buddies, because none of us had fathers in the household, and we were just all jealous that he gets to go home to a man all the time. And I remember we go over there and just marvel at the fact that there was a member of the male persuasion that was in one of the homes in our neighborhood. And shout out to my man T-Con, too, also had a daddy around. But for the most part, the vast majority of my friends in the neighborhood when we were coming up, and we grew up in the crack era, it's just none of us had fathers around. And we used to be so jealous. So there were times that there'd be events at my school. They used to ship me out of my neighborhood and take me and bust me out to some of the white schools on the outskirts. I've told that story on this show before, to where I was part of the mentally gifted gate programs back then. So they used to ship me out my neighborhood and take me all the way out to the white schools. And I ain't gonna front, man. It used to be just jarring, you know, we used to have awards, assemblies and such, and seeing all these men in the room. Just like, wait, y'all got fathers? You know? And it is really heartbreaking when, don't get me wrong, my mom was there. She was always there. She was always the only, you know, brown-skinned face in a sea of white people inside these assemblies, and it's just make me cry. I'm getting misty right now just thinking about it. Like, we didn't have no car. We didn't have nothing. But my mother used to get on the city bus and ride, for hours just to come see me and get my award at this school where I was pretty much the only black person in the school, seemed like. But I was always so jealous of, you know, after the assembly's over and everybody goes and, you know, they run into their mother and their father and, you know, they're taking pictures with a Polaroid. Remember the Polaroid when the whole... Remember, you get the picture right there, and then you got to wave it. Shake it like a Polaroid pic. Remember? And I'm there with my mom. Just happy to see my mom. No daddy in sight. Just happy to see my mom. And the importance of that is, because people see my pictures on my socials, and they always go, man, you're involved with your kids and everything. And yeah, it's been fractured, me being in Los Angeles, so away from my kids. I'd be a liar if I said, you know, things are as tight as they've always been because I'm freaking 2 hours away. I was just cuss. Everybody else been cussing today. But it is just of the utmost importance. Forget this child support conversation. It is just of the utmost importance of telling you that cats that are out there that have no involvement with their kids, I don't think you understand how detrimental that is to the young psyche of a young child, especially young brothers, man. And I know what some people will say, man, it's just as detrimental to young girls. Because what young girls usually do, I've heard this, what young girls usually do, they date much older men whenever they have daddy issues in there. And there might be some truth to that. But what I'm here to tell you is, with my time inside these prisons, I have an exercise that I always do. There'll be a room of 100 inmates up in there. Majority African-American, by the way. Oh, excuse me, black people. Can we still say African-American? I'm not sure. Are we still saying African-American? I don't know. Andy, I got to make sure. I don't want to take nobody off. I'm still saying African-American. Majority African-American in the room. And what I say, how many of you grew up in a single-parent home? 95% of the hands go up. Bam. And I go, okay. Now, how many of you have no relationship with your father? I'm telling you, 80% of the hands go up in the room. Because growing up in a single-parent home doesn't necessarily mean you don't have a relationship with your father. The sad part about a lot of the cats that are in prison, not only are they growing up in a single-parent home, they have zero relationship with their father. And you can't sit here and tell me that that doesn't impact them on a level that they go to prison, because they don't have that male guidance. They don't have somebody that's going to grab them by the nape of their neck and tell them about the ways of the world. And I don't mean just a man. I don't mean they always say, well, he got to have a father in his life. You got to be at least a productive member of society as a father. You can't just say, just because that man, helped in procreating this young boy, Just because that man has a penis doesn't make him a father. It's not the way it works. And it's just so heartbreaking when you go into some of these prisons and you talk to these cats. Some of these cats ain't never seen their father. Ever. And I'm not saying a father that's been on lockdown. I'm not saying a father that's deceased. I'm just saying fathers that voluntarily made the decision that they didn't want anything to do with their children. By the way, that's my father. And do I have daddy issues because of it? I like to think so. But what I've tried to do is, like Andy said earlier in the broadcast, kill that generational curse, man. Kill it. And I implore all the fellas out there, you ain't got to be perfect. Just do the best you can in killing that generational curse, man. For young black boys and young girls too, man. Do your best. You ain't got to get along with the mother of your child or the children. You ain't got to get along with her. You just have to coexist with her at least, and at least try to be civil with one another to get to your child. That is the number one thing. You ain't got to be perfect. All right? And yeah, you got to pay some child support. That's the way it goes. You got to. But like Lionel was saying earlier, you contact them and have a conversation with them and give them the circumstances, they usually work with you. Usually. That's the show. Great show, y'all. God bless y'all. I will be back tomorrow. We got a great broadcast planned for tonight. We continue the run that we are on. Good luck. God bless. Go. Keep it on KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about. Be good.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
Good morning and welcome to a Tuesday. I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Cops